Okay, hi again, everyone. It's Edward here again today we'll do a quick walkthrough. It's about like a 30 to 45 minutes of hands-on of how you can use the TuyaOpen and deploy them onto the hardware. So hopefully you'll have a really good understanding of how the TuyaOpen works and how the code base is structured. So if you want to do more features or add more features or do modifications, you can do that. So hopefully by the end of today, you'll have a really good understanding of what to do with TuyaOpen and how to deploy them onto the hardware. And today we'll be working with this hardware. It's a Tuya T5 AI board. This one is our main developer kit. It comes with microphone and camera on top, so it will allows you to integrate large language model LLM AI agents onto the device itself. So it's a device and cloud integration. So we'll walk through of how this both device and cloud is like integrated together. Yeah, so grab your popcorn and just relax, and we'll go through one by one of how you can get started. All right. Okay. So we do have a TuyaOpen main website over here, and this is like our official website. It has all the documentations, all the code, and it does have some of like more projects that you can explore around. There's a lot of projects. Ranges from like voice applications to visions to just like regular standard IoT smart switches or even like a LED pixel art. This is like a good project gallery for you to get familiar of what TuyaOpen can do and what to explore, and you can even like try to recreate some of the project yourself and experiment with it. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started of understanding how to get started developing with the TuyaOpen. So if we go to the documentation, there's a lot, but we will go through one by one. We do have like a technical roadmap, so you can get a good look of what all the TuyaOpen is about and what of the future features will be implemented. It's a really thorough roadmap of the TuyaOpen. And then for this one here, we do have like a directory structure. So if you're not familiar with Tuya's code base, this is like a really good documentation to get you started of understanding the folder structure. And we'll also like go through that today, so you will get a really good understanding of how the code base is like implemented. And then this is where everyone cared the most about for today, right? So how do you actually get started? And this is like a few steps of how you get started. You do the unboxing, you set up the environment, whether you're developing on Windows, Linux, or Mac OS. It's compatible, so you can just set up your environment, and then you can actually build the project. And then you'll flash the firmware onto the microcontroller, the device itself, right? And then you can do more like login and debugging. So if you're like actually developing with the board, you can do the login. Yeah, so and we'll go through by first go through set up the environment. So this is like the first page you'll be started with. So whether you're Ubuntu or Debian or Mac or Windows, you can just select your environment, and this is like a good starting point of our demo today. Okay, so for here, I'll actually I already like get cloned the TuyaOpen folder, but repository, but you can just copy and paste this to your terminal console, and you'll actually go through and build it will go through the dependencies and install them. And then we'll go through and we'll go ahead and download the GitHub repository. And this is the GitHub repository we'll actually be working on with. This is the GitHub repository we'll be working on with. So right here, you can clone this one here. So I already done that, and you can just git and clone the repository over here. So I already done that, but once you finish cloning, we can just go ahead and enter the TuyaOpen repository. So this is like the main root folder we'll be working with. You can open it with your preference of editors, whether you're using VS Code or using, for me, currently we do have like AI coding, right? So I'm working with Cursor. So you can also do it with like VS Code to open the repository. Yeah, so right here, we'll take a full look of the code base itself. Okay, right here. Okay, so we do have apps and boards and examples and platform and source. So these are one of the main folders we'll be take a look of. And then here are some of the scripts to export the environment variables, such as like if you go back to the documentation, right? For Linux, you'll do the dot and then export.shell. So I'll actually export here. Okay, so if you like do it first time, it will go through all the Python dependency. It's a Python script to get started with. So it will go through the Python dependency and virtual environment. It will fetch all the dependencies. Okay. So once you exported the environment variable, you can see now currently we're in a virtual environment, and we can do the toss.py. This one is it's a tool you'll be using a lot. So if we do help, you can see all the functions and features that comes with this tool. So the main one will be you can, once you first all set up the environment, you can do the, for example, check if all the dependencies are working properly. So if you've done that, we can just get started with development. So yeah, if you want to exit the environment variable, you can also deactivate the environment variables. So yeah, it's that easy. Just download the code and export the environment variable, and you can get started with building your projects. Okay, and then today we'll be using the large language model demo. This one is more generic, like IoT part switch demo, but today we'll actually build the large language model demo, for example. So there's a couple of functions like toast.py, config choice. It's like to choosing the target chip platforms you want to deploy the project onto. So TuyaOpen is quite special is that it's deployable onto multiple target microcontrollers. So you can just do the config and choice to choose the target chipset you want, and then you just toss.py and build. And yeah, once it's done, you will have the binary code for later to flash it on. Okay, back to my terminal. So we'll go ahead and enter into the apps at tuya.ai, and then your chatbot. So yeah, this is like the project workspace. It has all the source code, all of the CMake files, but we don't actually have to use the CMake command line. We just use the toast we just mentioned about. toast.py. We'll go ahead and config and choice. So it just does identical with the one over here, right? And then we go ahead and choose the board toast. If I can type toast.py config choice, yeah. So we do have support with ESP32s, T5 AI, Ubuntu if you're on Linux, and yeah. So for in our case, we'll pick number 7. So this is the T5 AI board with a LCD, 3.5-inch LCD. It's a pre-configured driver and board layer, like BSP layer package. So you can just choose that, and all the drivers and all the things, will get loaded for that specific board. So once that's done, we can just go ahead. You can also do clean to make sure your app workspace is clean. We can go ahead and build. So what this does is it will do cross compiling, and it will download the chipset that's required for this chip, for the T5 series chip. And so what it's doing, it's like it will download the platform. So if you go into the platform, it's like all the source SDK for the chip itself. So for example, if you're choosing for ESP32s, it will download the ESP32 SDK into the platform folder. So this is where all the chipsets, source code, and SDK is placed in. So if you really go into it, it will get like pretty deep into the chipsets and APIs. But usually our developer for TuyaOpen doesn't really have to go into this layer of complexity. We just use the hardware abstract layer APIs, just simple APIs for you to use. So usually you just you don't need to go into here. You can just focus on all the source. These are all the libraries, all the feature sets we have, ranges from like operating system to networking to HTTP like protocol requests, like a CJSON of So it's like a really simple set of like APIs you can just use right away. Okay, now the firmware is finished building. And one thing you have to take note of is that for this application, it's like connected to the cloud. So it will have like a key, and it will have key that's required. It's like a access key. It will be in your chatbot include and Tuya config. So I actually go ahead and hide out. Yeah, so this is like the key. Later I will go through of how you can obtain the key, but you'll have to use the key, replace it here, and then you can flash it into your hardware. So just be aware of this is like demo purposes, so we have the key exposed, but like if you have your own key, ensure that it's not exposed to anyone, and it's per device. So one device have its own unique UUID and authorization key. And product ID is like the product we have on the cloud. Okay. And then, so once that's like finished building, we can have this tool. If we go back to the tutorial, flashing and login. So we finished the building the project, and now we go ahead and flash and do the login step. So if you are in the native environment, you can just like use the toast.py and flash. It will find the serial device and flash it into the hardware. But in my case, I'm working with Windows subsystem Linux, so I don't have the USB available here. But we do also have like a GUI version user interface available for you to download. It's also available in the toast.py. Also available, get yours tools. You can download with this tool over here. Yeah, you can download your tool here. And so with this tool, once you open, it looks like this. So this is like for you to flash the microcontroller for specifically for the T5 series, right? So you can flash, you can do serial login and debugging and all of that, right? So this is the tool and where you can download them. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open where the folder is, and then I believe it's right over here. Usually it will be in the build. This is like the project workspace, right? It will be in the build and binary, and choose the QIO binary file, and this is the file you want to use to flash the device. Yeah, and then if you're not familiar with which serial port number it is, you can go ahead and go into the device manager in your system and check which port it is. So each of the board comes with 2 ports on the board. So 2 serial ports. The first port will be for downloading purposes, and the second one is for debug. And currently we want to choose the one for debug, right? So we'll for this one it's like COM port 16, and we'll go ahead and choose it. And the baud rate, you can use the highest speed for flashing, and then we can just go ahead and flash, and just ensure your USB is connected to the hardware. Okay, and then once it's start flashing, it will reset the device itself, and now currently it's in the flashing process. It'll go through. Yeah, currently it will be erasing the flash on the device, and now it's right in the firmware. And then you can download the Tuya or Tuya app, and then we can pair it with your smartphone. So you have the Tuya app over here, and we'll go ahead later we'll go ahead and pair it onto your Tuya app. So make sure you have a Tuya app and an account.
Please start configuring the network.
And now we just finished flashing the device. Okay. And see, once it's like rebooted, it will just like show up like there's a new device for you to be connected, and you can just like go ahead and add the device, right? And then you can go ahead and add. So it will go ahead and ask you for Wi-Fi and the password. Connect them to the 2.4 gigahertz. Make sure you have 2.4 gigahertz because the bandwidth of the Wi-Fi module is 2.4, and we'll go ahead and just connect to the Wi-Fi. And for this step, we can actually go into like serial port scan. The debug is like 17, right? We can go through 17 and ensure the baud rate is it's 460-800. So this is the baud rate we'll be using for this chipset.
The network connection is successful.
Okay, now it's connected, and we'll actually open the COM port for debugging. Okay, so once it's connected, your smartphone will actually appear a user interface. So this is like where you can config it on the Tuya cloud. So you can do like voice control, and it will actually will correspond to this to the message at the login console. Yeah. Okay. And now we can actually, this one, for this demo, it's like connected to the large language model. So you can go ahead and press the key over here. What is the weather be like in Hangzhou today?
The weather in Hangzhou today is
There we
sunny
go.
with a southern wind and level 2. The temperature range is haha right. If you need anything else,
Is there any news that's happened in Hangzhou today?
Here are some news highlights from Hangzhou today. 1. Deep Robotics Innovation. A robot dog from Deep Robotics successfully completed a multi-type accident drill.
Yeah, so now you actually can do like natural conversation with a large language model. You can search for informations, get the latest news updates. So it's like more of like deeper functions of what we offer for integrating with AI agents with a hardware device. So we actually gone through the process of how you download the code, how you build the code, how you flash the code, and how you actually debug the code, right? And so we can now and actually do a quick walkthrough of how you actually get the authorization key, right? Because like we just went through a demo and there's like an authorization key for you to connect to the cloud. And now we actually just go through the device authorization. There's multiple ways of you can authorize the device, whether there's like a tool for the Tuya TOS.py to flash the auth key, or you can just like build it into the firmware. So choose the one you prefer. And we just went through the device pairing process and device debugging. So it has all the baud rates that's available for you to use for serial debugging. And yeah, if you have more questions about the hardware or information about the hardware, there's like a page dedicated for which build flag. This is the build flag we just used, right, to configure the board, and then how more information about the device IOs, all the pin outs. So if you want to add more sensors to the boards to interact with a large language model or AI agents, you can do that at your own. And then yeah, so this is the hardware side, and now we actually go through of how you can acquire your own authorization key. So there's documentation for it, but we'll do a quick walkthrough. So if you go to the developer platform at platform.tuya.com, so you create an account and log it in, and you can go ahead and create AI product, and you can create a product. For my use case, I would just use the AI toy. It's more generic product we have for the multimodal interactions, right? And we'll do the test product, and we'll go ahead and create. And this is all the DP functions. It's a data point. So this is like the data point that will interact between the app and the hardware itself. So you can add more. For example, if you want to have different sensors readouts, you can add more. It's like APIs and like a key value of data points that can be transmitted between the cloud, the app, and the device itself. Now we just have the default. We can just like select all the defaults to implement these features. So you have to ensure that all the data points is implemented in your TuyaOpen firmware for it to working properly. But like the demo we just did, it has like a volume control slider, right? So it's also implemented with the data point. We're not going to worry about all the stuff over here. It's already we have like a in-depth like a tutorial for the cloud development process, and we can go ahead and just jump right into the hardware development. and we'll go ahead and choose the T5 series module. Either one is fine. It's just like different form factor. One is built-in antenna. One is like a IPX antenna, and we'll just go ahead and select the first one. And yeah, right here, you get a 2 free license. You can just get your 2 free license. You will get your UID and a key for you to try out the TuyaOpen and the AI features. So once you get that key, just follow instruction over here and get that key. And when you have the key, and you just update the keys over here, and then rebuild the firmware right here, like rebuild the firmware for it to flash it onto to have it onto your firmware, and then once it's your firmware, it will just flash it onto your device, and it will have all the authorizations that will be required to connect to the cloud. If you want to customize your own AI agent, if we go back to the cloud, there's like a product ID. This is like the ID where the device is connected, relating to the cloud product. So the product ID, you can change the product ID, and then once it's like connected to the Wi-Fi, it will just go look for this product. And in this product, you can just like add more features about like AI agents. You can customize your AI agents. Right over here, I'll just add a standard one. You can add your own AI agents. And currently, I'm in China, but if you're in like Western countries or America, you can choose the data centers, and you can customize your AI models, your prompt engineering, and you can deploy them online. So do your AI agent customization over here, and with the key I just mentioned, you can connect it to device and cloud. Yeah. So this is like a brief introduction of the cloud itself. There's a whole different topic and section of how the cloud is like developed or how it's implemented. And now we just come back and focus more on the code base itself. Yeah. So at this point, we did walk through of how you set up your own agents, of how you can customize your own agents, and how you actually use your own product and flash it onto your device and for more customizations. And now we'll go through and actually dive a little bit deeper into the code base itself, and just trying to get more familiar with the code. Yeah, so right here, like we just mentioned, like there's like a source directory with all the functions and APIs you can use, but there's like a dedicated like API list on our main website on TKL APIs. This has like all the operating systems or like a hardware interfaces. You have different sensors you want to connect it to it, I2C, I2S, PWM. We do have all the features that and all the function calls available for you to use. And so we also do have a really wide variety of like peripherals like you can use right out of the box. So if we go into the source and peripherals, so this comes with all lists of all the modules, hardware interfaces, and all the external sensors you can use. Ranges from like a touch panel, audio codecs, right? Audio codecs for like voice large language model interaction, right? And also have like buttons or camera display, IMU, infrared sensors, LEDs. Yeah, so it has a lot, and you can just use it like out of the box. If you're unsure of how you can use it, right, there's like an example for each of the hardware protocols. So if you just go into the examples, this is like a really good starting point of getting familiar with different hardware interfaces and how TuyaOpen is implementing these kind of hardware interfaces. We do have like graphics, multimedia, being audio, so you can just have like a really simple APIs to record audio into the SD card or output into the speaker, right? So it's like a one file example of how you can get started with different hardware interfaces. And see, like if we go into like peripherals, we do have like a ADC. We do have different I2C devices. You can do different sensors, do the scan, or you have encoder, or you have joysticks or SD card. So yeah, these are just like really good like a scratch project and demos you can just like use out of the box. And the way of like building these examples, it's identical with the projects with the chatbot. So if we go back to go to example folder, I'll just choose peripherals. I'll just choose a standard GPIO example, right? So currently now we are in the project folder, and we just do the toast.py config choice. Yeah, so just same steps as the one we just demonstrated. Currently we're working with the T5 AI. So yeah, once it's configured, you can just go ahead and build, and it should build the demo. And yeah, and that's it. Just play around with all the demos we have right over here. It's really fun and just a quick way to get you started. Okay, so remember, did you like remember like we did have like a configuration file for the board, right? For example, like this one, like LCD 3.5, or like a core. It's like another form factor of our developer kit. So these are like a build flag for configurations. We do have like a board support package for, because like each board have a lot of like different sensors and have like a different different capabilities, and we wrap them into boards. So if you have your own customized board, this is like the place where you can implement those. Like for this one, T5 AI, it's just like a couple folders, a couple files for registering the hardware. So if you're working on your own customized like board, this is where you can look at. So for this example, it will register for different hardware and different register the audio, configure the audio. It just like register buttons and external modules. So this is just like a initializations for the board. So all the apps, on top of this BSP package doesn't have to re-implement the driver code. They'll just use the API, and that's it. So it's a really quick way of like get your board started, get your board and the project started. Yeah, so just a quick look into the back to your chatbot, the AI chatbot. This is where all the source code, right? So it shouldn't be too complex. It would just be the main Tuya main. It's like a starting point of your project, and then this is like the chatbot app, and then there are just some of the data like audio prompting, sounds, and display. And this is like the display UI. It's like written in with LVGL libraries. So this is more implementation of the UI itself. But the overall, all the chatbot and all the features is implemented in the chatbot bot, of how the AI logic is implemented, how the events, like AI events, is handled. of that. And then if we go back to the main, there is like a, DP data point process, right? So this is where like the one we just did. It's like, remember, like did you like remember, like we have this data points. So this is like where you will process the requests and events of the data point. Like for this one, it's like implemented with a volume feature. So if the cloud sends the volume, it will go through here, and you can process your own logic for the volume right over here. Yeah. So just events handler that, interacting between the device and the cloud. And this is more general of like MQTT, like or upgrade or timestamp sync. It's more deeper into core features of device and cloud implementations. So just different states for the hardware itself. Once it's like connected to the Wi-Fi, or once it's lost its connection, you can add more like logic into here. Yeah, and just more initializations, key value for storing the key data and value data onto the persistent memory on the chipset. Authorization read, it will read the authorization key and for it to connect to the cloud, and it will just init for the cloud connection. Yeah, and see, like we do have like a board register. So if you have different board, it will just use a different board hardware for it. Yeah, and the chatbot was more of like an AI implementation of how the device is interacting with the AI. So you can just play around with it. For this demo, it's like implemented with voice interactions. So it has a lot of AI audio related logic to it. Yeah, and that's it for the chatbot, the project itself. So if you want to dig more deeper into the AI features, there's like AI components. It would just have like a audio input, audio output, or agents. You can explore the APIs and features in this folder. Yeah, and that is all for today's share. We did a lot. We actually went through of how you can get started with your own first project with TuyaOpen, and how you can actually get familiar with the project itself, and how you actually flash the device and flash the firmware onto your device, and how you actually connect to the app, and also how you can get your authorization keys from the cloud platforms. So it's really a good starting point of play around with TuyaOpen, play around with the examples and proverbial lists we have available on the TuyaOpen website, and yeah, get started building. So that is all for today's share. If you have any questions, just leave at the comments down below, and we'll help you out. And we do also have like a Discord channel. If you have any questions, feel free to join our Discord channel and ask questions on there. We do have engineers and developer on there to help you out. And we do have like a community to share their ideas and build projects. So yeah, get started building. And that's all for today's share. Thank you very much. I'm Edward again, and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.